Following my longtime use of DirecTV Now and DirecTV Stream, I decided to trial YouTube TV and give it a look. I'm going to do a longer form, kind of like talking head review about the experience of using it, but I wanted to start with this video first. It's kind of an extended demonstration of exactly how YouTube TV in the app works on the Apple TV 4K. And it works pretty well. I was really quite pleased with it. Alright, we're going to do a little ad hoc, unscripted look at YouTube TV here. This is Apple TV 4K, latest model, 2021 model, running on my Sony X900H 85-inch. So we'll go ahead and launch YouTube TV. I do have sound muted, and I'll try to keep the video playback also to something of a limit just to avoid any kind of takedowns. So let's go ahead and join live in SmackDown. So as we saw, home screen launches. There's basically three menus, and it has this kind of interesting vertical play to it. What's currently playing live tuned in is showing kind of behind the UI, which is normal for a lot of apps, and DirecTV Now or DirecTV Stream does kind of the same thing. But if I go up, I can get to the currently live playing thing, and if I hit menu, it kind of comes back down again. So I go up to get to the currently playing, menu to come back down. And there's really only essentially three main menus here: library, home, and live. So if we start on the home screen, we've got some top picks, things that are currently airing. You can see the live banner in most of those corners there, shows and whatever that it thinks they might be interested in watching. As you can tell, I watch, I actually don't watch a lot of broadcast stuff. I use my subscription TV service primarily for wrestling shows and some cable news and that sort of thing. So there's some resume watchings with the progress bars, red progress bars. One of the things that works kind of for and against YouTube TV, both sides of the coin, is the fact that it's YouTube. So the Playback Engines, a lot of the presentation, the UI, is like YouTube, and in some ways that's a strength, and in some ways maybe not always so much of a strength. So there's all these rows, very contemporary design, I guess, almost Google-ish design, but playlists, essentially playlist based. YouTube is based around the concept of a lot of playlists, and so YouTube TV kind of gives a similar thing. But Netflix, all kinds of different streaming apps have this similar kind of slant to them, with grouped content that you might be interested in. So you can see as I go here from icon to icon, it very quickly tunes in and starts playing whatever is there. There's a lot of live aspects to this UI. Summaries or upcoming sports games, talk, family, comedies, and so on. This list goes deep into movies and other TV shows. I've gone down it quite a bit, and I haven't found the bottom. So there's quite a bit there. And then you can, of course, quick jump also here to these other categories of different types of content. If I go over to the library, there's a lot of subdivisions here as well. New to your library, shows that were recently recorded, most watched shows, scheduled shows, and then more subdivisions by shows, movies, events, and so on. If I go into something, so here let's go into Raw. So it recorded Monday Night Raw from this past Monday. You can see I'd actually marked some of these earlier episodes as watched. So this episode recorded 42 on the DVR from this past Monday 4 days ago. These other episodes are actually VOD. They're not in the DVR. Some of the UIs will show you, particularly in the mobile apps, will have little tags on them to indicate whether something was recorded or it's on demand. And the behavior is certainly different. So if let's jump into here, we'll take a look. So if I start Raw from this past Monday, it's gonna pick up from where I left off. Quick look at the general menu here. Very, very busy, I think. So actually there's the DVR tag. Maybe a little hard to see in the recording, but the gray above the first W in WWE is a little gray and white tag that says DVR. If I go down, I can get to these other quick jumps, more to watch, episodes, more of the same show, jump to other networks, information about the show and the recording. I can quickly access closed captioning, different languages and that sort, as well as stream quality. Set to auto should generally be defaulting to the highest, as I found. And then some additional configuration items here. Audio options, auto pause after so many hours, and then some reporting feedback, and then the YouTube normal stats for nerds, which pulls up an overlay UI of detailed streaming information. So if I go ahead and play, what I can do, play and pause of course. I'm using my Neo remote. I'll throw this in the view for a second there. Might not focus. Neo remote to control my Apple TV 4K. But here's one of the best things about it. In my opinion, this is superior to DirecTV Stream. If I jump, it automatically pauses when I jump. So I can't fast forward, I can't rewind in a live way. Although the Apple TV remote itself with its ring and so on might do some more gesture things, but just with the straight up, down, left, right types of controls. But I get a couple nice things here. One, I get the pop-up of what frame of information is being shown. Although admittedly, it's very low resolution, it's very blurry, it doesn't actually look really all that great. If I jump, so we went from 18 to 33, 33 to 48, it's a 15-second jump. So that's nice. It's not too long and it's not too short. And I can keep jumping. And as I do, right, I'm seeing that overlay. So if I want to get past commercials, it makes it really easy. And the jump back is 15 seconds as well. So you can see how quick this is, and especially too how quick it is to pull up the current frame of information. So pause again, jump, jump, jump. This is good. This makes using the service very nice, and it's very controllable. It's very deterministic, and nothing's preventing me from jumping through commercials. In any recorded DVR content that I found, nothing is stopping me or nothing has prevented me from jumping through these commercials, and that's excellent. The playback quality itself, I think, is pretty good, all things considered. It's going to get for what it actually is. So let's go into a VOD show. We'll restart the last episode of Raw, and the first thing we see here's the ads. Roughly, to start a show, a VOD show, a video on demand show, there is a pre-roll ad. It's not very long, generally speaking. About 15 seconds, 20 seconds. A little banner ad for the channel that the show was on. And then we're into the show. And from here, playback controls are the same. Now, if you zoom in a little bit, it's probably hard to see in the recording, but there's these little yellow tick marks on the timeline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tick marks in a 2-hour show. And every one of them is going to be a few minute commercial, and you cannot skip it. Like pretty much every service, VOD it's littered with commercials. I've been happy with what I've seen in terms of what YouTube TV makes available in terms of video on demand, but again, it's just littered with commercials. So with unlimited DVR though, and some of the better logistics potentially of YouTube TV, it's really to your benefit to just record anything that you might even potentially want to watch, so that you get it under the DVR tag instead of the VOD tag, and then you're good to go. Commercial skips and so on, easy access. And you can see above the W now, actually, here's a UI piece where it's showing that tag, and it says VOD above the W instead of the DVR. I haven't been, in my limited capacity now, trying 2 services. I'm not happy at all with the type of VOD capabilities. I wouldn't want to use it. Although, generally speaking, I wouldn't want to use this service or anything like it to watch very much anyway. I use it to watch broadcast things that I can't see or can't get anywhere else. If I wanted to be serious about watching a TV show, I wouldn't pick any of these. I wouldn't pick YouTube TV, I wouldn't pick DirecTV Stream or whatever, if I cared at all about that TV show. If I cared about its quality, and particularly if I wanted to watch it in my theater or whatnot, I'm going to buy it on iTunes. I'm going to maybe wait until it gets to Netflix, watch it on Disney Plus, something like that, where the quality is going to be inherently better. News, sports, wrestling, that's why I use a service like this. weekly stuff that goes out of date and it's stale immediately, and it's not something that you kind of watch in the same capacity. So this is the guide, rows again, channel by channel. So it lists this as the default view, and there is a custom option here. I haven't explored this yet, but I think I need to. If I were to really use this long term, I'm pretty sure that I would be making some kind of a custom channel list or multiple lists if it lets me, because there's a lot of channels, and the only way that I can find to really consume this is to scroll. And I don't find, to me, any appreciable order for these channels. There's a lot of sports stuff at the beginning and then the Disney channels, but like stuff is mixed. So we go from Nick channels to AMC to BBC to FX. I don't get it. I don't get the order, nor do I necessarily understand or have found a way to control that order. So if you come over, you can click on the channel and you get kind of a different view, what's on the channel, what's kind of coming up next. I don't find this too terribly useful. Some of these UIs, I don't know. I don't fully understand them. I don't think the UI design is that great. And I also think a lot of the UI design to me looks like lower res assets. I don't want to do a lot of comparison direct to DirecTV Stream, but to me, DirecTV Stream looks more contemporarily designed, and YouTube, this feels like low res and almost kind of stale. But one thing YouTube TV has that DirecTV Stream doesn't have, 4K. So I did enable the 4K subscription. It's like $20 extra per month to get it, and you get a variety of natural world and such types of channels, and you get sports. And so I fired this up the other day. I got on, and I think the Bengals game was at the top of the list in 4K versus not 4K, and I was astounded. I could not believe how good that football game looked, this baseball game. It's insane. That's my first time actually really seeing 4K sports, and after doing so, I don't want to watch sports any other way. It's literally that good. And so interestingly, they had this with the football game too, where the 4K channel was directly adjacent to the non-4K channel, and you probably can't tell in the video. I'm not doing like a direct video feed. I'm using my iPhone 13 Pro Max camera pointed at the screen, so maybe you can blow it up. I am recording in 4K. Everything I try to do on the channel and so on is 4K. But you look at this channel, the regular HD channel, and then you look at the 4K version. Very, very excited about broadcast 4K. I would love to have wrestling in 4K. Try to do everything I can in all my media in 4K, and I can't wait until this kind of stuff catches up. It'll be very, very nice. So, live demo of YouTube TV. So that's a full overview of YouTube TV running on the Apple TV 4K. As I mentioned, I'll follow up shortly with a more complete spoken review, and then following that, I do plan to sign up for and trial Sling and some of the other subscription-based TV services, ultimately compare and contrast them all. And who knows, maybe I'll end up wanting to move from DirecTV Stream to something else. So stay tuned for more content coming in this cord-cutting category. And as always, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the help and support for the channel.